Hello, welcome. Hello and welcome to another AOR Assist League 2 race here at Austria for round 4 of the AL2 Championship. I'm just repeating myself there. My name is Roskin Elsor Ling. Alongside me is Oliver Brazian Baron. Say hello, Oliver.
Good evening.
A couple of tired boys in the commentary booth today.
Yes.
So bear with us if the production gets a little bit quiet. Austria. I don't even know where to start.
We've got a cracking race ahead of us anyway. It's not the shortest one on the calendar, but it's definitely one of the fastest on the calendar. With lap times running in about 1:04, sometimes even less.
It's a very fast track, and with that, obviously, danger can occur. This track is obviously very good for crashes and penalties, considering the tight and fast-paced nature of the track. So I would probably be expecting an incident. I'll be surprised if there's not. 36 laps of the Red Bull Ring upcoming. What would be the predicted tyre strategies coming into this race?
Well, one stop is possible. Quite easy to do actually. You start the ultras in qualifying, and then you go onto the softs at around about lap 8 to the end of the race, because the softs can last 28 laps, which has been seen by some of the actual IRL F1 racers. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can also do the super soft strategy, which is ultras, 2 supers, which can be possible if you look after your tyres, which is really difficult to do on this track due to it being a high tyre degradation track, and a lot of blistering can occur midway through the race. If you want to be aggressive though, 2-stop is possible. You go from the ultras in qualifying to another set of ultras after about 6 laps, and then to the end of the race you either go on these softs or these super softs, and you go as fast as you possibly can. And that, I'm sure we may be seeing that strategy today with some of the drivers.
Yes, and with the once again seeing the nature of with it being such a quick track, 70 seconds would be probably looking at a decent race pace. There might be a couple of interesting strategies from outside the top 10. If people go in for the one stops, this is the make or break of whether they can maybe get themselves a really good position. But again, we say this at the same time. Austria, I would be surprised if there is no safety car, virtual safety car. Stuff like that would surely bring out some tactics within the race as well. So that will obviously be something that we'll keep an eye out for. What we'll do is we'll quickly jump into the this week's news before we jump into the qualifying session. We have mainly two, actually one we don't know about. I'll just speak. I can't speak tonight. Too tired. Okay, so we have AK-47 Pom, who retired deliberately in the Chinese Grand Prix after what was probably the appropriate way to say it. Rage quit. He basically rage quit. Yeah, and it's been seen by the head stewards, and they have given him 20 penalty points. he is 5 penalty points away from a qualifying ban. So hopefully he is not part of any incidents at all in this race, or probably for the end of the season, because he's on the edge. We also have Colin Blake, who picked up a 10-second time penalty, I believe, on the hairpin in China, where we were discussing this last week, where it didn't look like much of a corner cut. The penalty system just decided to give him one of the harshest penalties possible.
Oh yes, with Cohen, I believe. Or was it Cuba?
No, it was Cohen.
Cohen, yeah. When he was going through the second to last corner, was it?
Yes, that's correct. So that 10-second penalty has been overturned. The head steward has given him a warning instead of the penalty, so he has collected 3 warnings altogether, so it's a 3-second time penalty. But interestingly enough, that moved them from a provisional 11th place to a 10th place with the change of the penalty time. So he was able to score at least 1 point from McLaren. Lastly, I don't know actually if I'll need to check this. I believe it was Rogue Samurai had a penalty he was trying to see about getting removed. I don't know if the stewards have looked into that yet. We'll probably check this.
Yeah, we'll have to check. You need to select spectator as well in the lobby.
Alright, sorry. Okay, yeah, so there's no news on that yet. We'll keep an eye on that though. And I believe we do have a full grid, I believe, for the first time this season. So that'll be very interesting to see.
It's going to be exciting, especially into turn 1. If we take a look back at what happened last year, it got quite chaotic.
Yeah, definitely. And again, anything can happen coming into turn 1. Coming into this race, any drivers catching your eye?
Well, obviously, legend MDMI. Well, he's been the fastest in Australia, although he didn't win. But he was also the fastest in Bahrain and China.
Yeah.
So obviously, you just want to keep an eye on him. He'll probably do similar today, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll be looking for a hat trick of wins.
Yeah.
The way it's going. Anyone else?
Then, the Red Bulls, both Delta and Jess. This is their home track, so we'd like to see them do pretty well. See what they can do. See if they can please the crowd. And then I don't know if he's here today, but Pick Super. I don't think he is here, so we'll scratch that one off the list.
Really? Tells how much I'm paying attention. Yeah, Crystal Catcher's in taking place. So yeah. That's very intriguing. So the championship leader is taking a race off.
That is very strange. You wouldn't normally do that. But maybe he's gone to Indy 500 or something.
He could have been possibly doing the 24 hours himself, and he's just not had a chance to get himself sorted.
Yeah.
Right, so we're 15 seconds away from heading into qualifying.
I can imagine that when we enter, there'll be a few people on the softs, maybe super soft, doing a few banker laps, but I do not imagine people will be starting on that tyre unless they feel like, unless maybe there's rain later on in the race and they want to get as far in as possible.
It would be great to have rain again. I feel like China was an amazing race because of the weather.
Oh yeah, it did spice it up quite a lot. With the mixed strategies of wets and inters. Well, we are in qualifying. No one's out yet. They're all in the pits.
I see dark clouds. I don't know if that's any hope for rain.
Maybe later on in qualifying. We've got 18 minutes here. We're just waiting on the first person to come out, and once the first person to come out, everyone else will be coming out to rubber in the track, I imagine.
Yeah, it looks like some people are starting to get their setup sorted. We have a couple of people, AOR Thompson and Ken Worthington on the Super Softs. As we see the cars now finally entering out.
First, JG, I believe.
Keep an eye on that. And I believe it's Legends. It is Legend, yes. The Samurai has left the session. I'll give him an invite. Actually, have you got him as a friend?
Who is it?
Rogue Samurai.
Rogue Samurai. I will have to check.
Yeah, I believe I've just added him as a friend, so I'll maybe do that quickly actually, just for the sake of it.
No, I don't think I have him.
Okay, apologies for this. It'll just be a quick second.
Yeah, well, we've got multiple people out on their outlaps. Legendary at the front of the pack. He'll be starting his first one first. He's on the Ultra Soft, surprisingly. I wouldn't think he would be using that at the particular moment. I thought he'd more be waiting further on in the session, unless he's counting on rain coming, like you said. Because yeah, it is looking a bit cloudy, and most people are on the Ultra Softs.
It's interesting. Sorry, that's us back on the track. Let's have a look at. Okay.
Crystal Catch has been disqualified from the session for blocking the pit lane.
That's interesting. And do we have a slow Red Bull as well?
Sector 1, 2.
That was
one.
Delta is starting to move again, so it was maybe just taking his time. That's a very strange one. There must have been an issue. He's maybe damaged the car exiting the pits.
His front wing doesn't look too bad. He's still got his end plates.
It's a strange one.
That was Crystal Cat, and therefore Delta had to slow down.
So keep an eye on Legend MDMI, as he'll be the first person to put a lap time in the Ultra Softs, using full ERS as well. So it's a 1 minute 4.6, which is a very quick lap. As Kyrie just passes him by a tenth of a second with a 1:04.5 in the Ultras, as we see a yellow flag that looks like it's cleared up. Kim Worthington, the first on the Super Sauce to put a lap in, is 1:05.3, 8 tenths behind. We have, who else? Adam, first person on the sauce, to do a 1:06. Let's have a look to see if there is anyone about to finish a lap here. We can keep an eye on. Ericsson starting his lap on these softs. We have Jess doing a second lap on the Ultras, so she might have picked up a off track somewhere. Boothie heading into sector 3. We have Cohen, who's put a lap in 1 minute 7 on the Ultras, possibly taking his time. It looks very much like it. Who else has jumped up? We have Lasher. As we have JG pushing it into the pits as hard as he can. He has to remember it's a qualifying session, don't want to break the car. As we have Delta managing to pick up a 4th position with the 1:04.9. As we have so we have an incident sector 2-3 that looks like it's cleared up, possibly people moving out the way. We have Fears joining us, as well as I believe Rogue Samurai is back.
Do we have anyone else out? On track, I believe Sharad Sai is doing his outlap.
Yes, he is in his outlap. We have AK-47 Palm on a flying lap, and we have Ericsson and Boothie. Boothie is just about to finish his lap. Let's stay with him and see where it ends up as he crosses the line, and it is a 106.3, which puts him up to 8th place. And we have Shara Saeed starting his lap. We'll actually go on board and watch the whole lap, heading into turn 1. Nice and clean. As Fears leaves the session, I might have to send an invite to him, so I do apologise.
I'll do that if you want.
Okay, go for it. So where are we? Shara Side has just exited the second corner on the DRS. It feels like such a long time until you're braking heavily between turn 1 and 2. That's going to be the option move, turn 2 within this race. Heading into the third sector. Let's have a look all together what his lap is. A 16.2 for his middle sector, which is fairly solid. And heading into 7 and 8. Now this is another interesting part of the track, as the racing line goes through the pit entry line. We've had some controversy in both the esports. Sorry, I'll just go back to that in a second. Shara Saeed 104.8, putting him into 5th place. So we have had 12 people put a lap in so far, and we have Ericsson who's jumping into the pits just now, and we have GG, Legends and Kyrie all out trying to improve the lap times of the rest of the pits.
We'll keep on board with the Legend MMI. See how he does coming through the last couple of corners. We need where we're ultimate onto the start finish straight, and it is going to be
seconds. I believe he's improved his lap time, so he is half a tenth behind Kyrie. So that's a very good lap from Kyrie.
Yeah, people are struggling to beat it, but then again, don't forget these are old tyres. They've already had one lap run, so if they go into the pits.
Oh, and Shara Saeed has left the session.
I get why it's peculiar how people continuously keep leaving. I wonder if there's maybe a connection issue on their end or something.
Quite possibly. I mean, we're not seeing ourselves as GG picks up first position with a 104.4 exactly, beating Kyrie by 6 hundredths of a second. As we'll stay on board with Pom. We have a yellow flag in sector 2, actually. We'll keep an eye on that. It's just a slow car moving past. As he enters turn 3, heading into turn 4 on the super softs, so the time will probably not be beating the front runners, but he still has that extra card up his sleeve of the ultras. Heading into turn 7 and into turn 8. Having to lift off the throttle a wee bit, coming out of the lap is a 105.9, which takes him into 9th place.
That is on the super softs as well.
The best time of the super softs so far as well.
Is it? Because Ken Worthington is 6 tenths in front of him.
So it is, yes, I didn't see that. I've seen the ultras for the fitted tyres, as Dorneo jumps himself up into 9th in the super softs with a 105.5. Still to put a lap time in is AOR Thompson, Fairs, Rogue Samurai and Mario. Mario is out, I believe, on a lap, while the rest are in the pits currently, so they might be doing just the one run in the track. They might, as Shadow Side joins back in, that's good to see. Still got time to get another run in the car. We'll keep an eye on Mario. Now, what do you make of Mario's performance so far this season?
Mario. I think he could have done better, especially in China. He was quite far behind. Maybe he's struggling to get used to his car.
Possibly, it's just again, going back to last season when he was in the Assisted 3, it was very promising. He was very, very strong when racing, and it just feels like he's not recaptured the form that he was in at the start of the end of last season.
Yeah, maybe he's because he is in a different league now. Maybe these people are more of a challenge, and he's not being able to.
As Ken Worthington takes pole position with a 104.3. Sorry, on you go. Continue.
Maybe he's not even. Maybe he's not able to find that. God, maybe it's too challenging for him, and he's not able to respond to it in the new league.
As we stayed on board there with Ericsson, he puts in a 105.6 on the Supersoft, so I'll be seeing him possibly in the Ultras. Elsewhere we have Lasher up into 4th place, passing Legend MDI. We have Jess, who's moved herself up to 6th. We have Legend MDI taking pole with a 104.3. We look like we're getting into the very low 104s. We possibly might break into the 103s depending. So it'll be very interesting to see that, as we have JG getting himself ready for a flying lap. Who else do we have? We have Delta on an out lap. We have Adam, I believe, on a lap. Cole and Blake on a lap. We have Thompson out. So we're still waiting on Fierge and Rogue Samurai to complete a lap. I believe they are in the lobby. They did disconnect, but I believe they're back in the lobby.
I will check that now. I did notice that. What's his name? He went away on his Steam, so I may still be aware. Let me just check quickly. Yeah, he's aware. He's not on Steam.
Fair enough, he might be having connection issues. We see Adam in the Toro Rosso climb up to 10th position on the Supersofts, as we are on board with GG coming into turn 5 with a 16.1 second sector 2. It looks like he is backing off though. The ERS are on 0, so it looks like he is pitting in. So that was a fresh pair of Ultra Sauce, so he might have used all 3 sets. Is it 3 or 4 sets you get? I believe that's 3.
Yeah, 3 sets. If you go for the normal strategy, I believe it was 3 sets of Ultras and 1 set of soft. Super soft, sorry. And if you go with the soft tyre strategy, then it's 4 sets of Ultras, I believe. Not too sure on that one.
As Delta crosses line, he improves his time by 1/4 second up into 6th position with a 104.6, passing his teammate Jess. While we have a bit of a lull in the pits, everyone is more or less in the pits apart from a few. Rogue Samurai is on an out lap, so he's managed to get himself in a position. AOR Thompson is in, has went back in. He's basically done an installation lap. Who else? We have Kyrie. Kyrie improved by a quarter of a second as well, so it's 104.4. That's very annoying. We have a audio bug, so we'll not unfortunately keep an eye on him. We have AK-47 Pom, Taraku, Cohen, Blake all out on outlaps. Taraku is on the ultras, AK-47 Pom is on the ultras, and Cohen is out on the supers. So you can already tell who's going to be choosing what strategies.
Yeah, especially if they keep it this way. I don't know if they're going to come out. Well, they're going to pit and come out again, or they're just going to stay in. But at the moment, it looks like we've already defined who is on the ultra softs. Obviously, the super softs can change. They can all go on the ultra softs and do a lap on there. But
So we have Legend MDI back out on a outlap. He's looking to secure his pole position he's currently got. We have GG heading back out on a fresh set of ultras, so he possibly may have only used 2 sets, or maybe there's 4 sets of ultras, I'm not entirely sure. You have Lasher in outlap. The 2 Red Bulls back to back. Now, just instantly seeing this, obviously this reminds me of the Verstappen Ricardo situation. Possibly they might be heading out together to maybe try and get a tow. The question is, considering there's only enough time really for one person to have one lap with the tow, who's going to be the driver to get it? It looks like it's going to be Jess so far. If anything, Delta looks like he's trying to break, bridge a gap in order to stop Jess from getting any slipstream. He is pushing.
But he doesn't want to push too hard because he wants to warm the tyres up, but he doesn't want to overcook them because otherwise his next lap will just be really difficult to go around the corners.
It's true, and he does have a slower car coming up. It looks like he had gapped Jess, so Jess doesn't look like she will get the DRS. So,
she's going to get DRS anyway because it's in qualifying.
Well, it's not DRS, it's slipstream.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't much slipstream on this track.
As Delta actually abandons his lap, so this actually might help Jess. She has picked up a little bit of slipstream. Cars are all over the place. Yellow flags all over the place. The Sharo side unfortunately breaks his lap, as that's AK-47 Pom heading out on the grass. It looks like he's not had a perfect end to the Grand Prix. So we have Kyrie, Buffy, Adam and Fairs all finishing, not putting a lap in. We'll keep an eye out on Legend MD in mind. Does he improve his time? He does, but with a incident. So he does not theoretically, well, he improves theoretically but does not count. So that actually makes it interesting.
Almost just spun out.
Who's that?
Ken Withington almost just spun out on the last turn.
That's possibly cost him, because that was a 104.7 there, it was 3 times shy. So it looks like Legend has pole position for this Grand Prix with Ken Worthington. JG, Lasher, Kyrie, Sharo Said, Delta, Jess, Rogue Samurai and Buffy hitting out the top 10.
Yeah, it's well, shame to see Delta's lap be invalidated halfway through. I'm sure he may have even improved. He was looking to do quite well.
Again, this is what we were explaining about yesterday, earlier on. The track is, you can so easily overextend.
Please give people time to adjust their setups, make their strategy, etc.
What was that?
Delta was just telling everyone to slow up and give everyone enough time to make strategy changes. I don't know if that's a hint to weather change. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll quickly go through the order of the qualifying. We have first Legend MDMI from Ken Worthington, Jai G, Lasher, Kyrie, Sharo Said, Delta, Jess, Rogue Samurai, Buffy, Ericsson, Adam, Colin Blake, AK-47 Pom, Dormio, Thompson, Mario, Taraku, Fierge, and Crystal Catcher, who was unfortunately disqualified. So
I don't believe Fierge is coming back in either. He is online now, but he's gonna have to get into the game pretty quickly if he wants to. He wants to get him.
So this is going back to the point I was going to make. The last time Delta was telling everyone to wait until he gives the go ahead, there was rain. The sky looks dark still. Is this a sign?
Looks similar. This could be a sign of rain.
This is just going to make it so epic if this is the case.
And it'll be who has the better strategy as well, once again.
Now, yeah, I mean, again, it's going to be interesting because obviously these ultras will only last about 8 or 9 laps in this track, so either the rain is going to be coming very soon, if there is rain, we're just assuming here. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on the weather.
Well,
Actually,
one off formation lap, you can see everyone's setting off now. Taraku sets off a little bit early, because you saw his time quickly switch to 10 seconds, but it is a formation lap, so it doesn't matter. We're all trying to warm up the tyres really well. Maybe that's because it's.
oh, there's been contact.
Contact already?
Yep, Colin Blake disqualified. He got hit in the back by AK-47 Pom, I believe. Surprised he didn't get picked up for a disqualification as well, so that's not really going to be great for Colin. Let's have a look actually the tyres for the top 10 if I can find out where they are. So we have 11th downward, everyone more or less on the super sauce. We do have well, Fair's obviously not in it. We do have Taraku on the soft tyres in 18th, so yeah, it looks like Toro Rossos are doing a strategy swap, so they're not interrupting each other's races. Now, Adam was very confident in possibly in saying that Toro Rosso could pick up some points in this race. He does start 12th. I believe that's the best qualifying position for a Toro Rosso so far this season.
We'll see.
Yeah, so I believe they might be the only team not to score a point yet. That's possibly not true, but maybe I don't know if.
I can't remember what they got in China or Bahrain. Anyway, the lights are on. 3, 4, 5 red lights, and they're out, and away we go. Legend MDI off with a great start. Already pulling kind of on the car behind. He's got a great exit from first corner. A little bit of dirt is picked up. No collision, I don't believe.
No, it doesn't look like there's been any contact at all. It's been very good. We'll keep an eye. We'll just keep on going further back. Slight squeeze there by Ericsson, slowing up half the pack. Adam has capitalised on this. He's been able to pass 2 or 3 cars. He does have the racing line coming into turn 3. We do have Boothie going in for a wee cheeky dive bomb as Ericsson kind of loses out from this. So Adam looks like he has cleared Boothie and Ericsson. Let's get the gaps to leader. We have a change for second in Jai G. It's Ken Worthington that actually drops 2 places, so he's possibly had a bit of an incident, and Sharo Said is right on his tail, looking to possibly pass him into lap 2. We have Legend MDI, who has a decent sized lead ahead of JG, Kyrie, Ken Worthington, Shara Said, Delta Lasher, Jess, Rogue Samurai, Adam, Boothie, Ericsson, AK-47 Pom, Cohen Blake, AOR Thompson, Dormio, Mario, Christokach and Taraku.
Yeah, Legend MEI off to a great start, already 1.5 seconds in front of his teammate, the car behind. Does that just show how strong he is on this track?
Unfortunately, we have had one person enter the pits. Yeah, Taraku. Unfortunately, he's once again had another race start with bad luck involved. We do have Christokach, who, well, he was showing a minute behind, but that's not the case. We do have a bug there. I'm sure that will sort itself out. Such a great camera angle that the car's exiting turn 8. As we have DRS enabled. Let's see if any cars are fairly close to each other enough to make a move into turn 2. We have contact possibly. Shara Said look very close to Ken Worthington. It looks like he's got away with that, as we see AK-47 Pom and Ericsson battling it out into turn 3. DRS is open for AK-47 Pom, so he should have the advantage, as we see Cohen Blake go for a bit of a dive into the corner and is still head side by side with Ericsson. Ericsson gets the inside of the corner, and that's out of the way. Still a battle going on with them two. We'll go further up the field. We have Delta, basically 4th, 5th and 6th covered in the space. As Shara Said goes very wide, and that has promoted Delta into 5th place. I was going to mention, as Kyrie picks up a 3-second time penalty already after within 3 laps. 3 complete laps, so
it's just the corner cut on the first corner, the inside line. He is taking it very aggressively, and he's picked up a few warnings from that.
As Delta gets pushed out wide by Shara Said, and that has let Lasher and Shara Said past, and possibly Jess. Does Jess make the move on the inside? Yes, she does. That moves her up to 7th. So in the space of 2 corners, Delta has lost 3 places. Very unfortunate there. We have seen Boothie pass Adam into 10th place. We've just missed that. Shara Said possibly has went wide and has basically lost all the time. He's lucky he can ghost.
Yeah, he should be more careful when approaching on the track, because if he doesn't ghost and someone does hit him, that is going to be a very serious collision.
Exactly, and unfortunately for him, he is still running. The tyres do not have any grip. He's overheated the tyres, I possibly believe. We have Jess being passed by Lasher and Delta, possibly going wide into turn 1. She does have DRS, so she's not going to be losing too much time. As we see Kyrie pass JG as they're heading side by side. Great racing here. Round outside, a wee bit of contact there, but Kyrie keeps the place. And up into 2nd, we see Ericsson make a lunge out, pass through DRS, but AK-47 comes back. We see Dormio make a lunge into turn 3 and pace for it. He goes onto the gravel and loses position. 11th, 12th and 13th. AK-47, Pom, Ericsson and Cohen look like they're having an almighty scrap. They keep on changing places. So unfortunately we're not paying attention to that as much as we should be. Keep on changing camera angle to camera angle.
Do you think P2 and P3, they are having a good scrap with each other? Do you think that's allowing Legend MEI to extend his distance between them even more?
It certainly looks so, as we see a yellow flag. Who is that? It looks like Ericsson has spun, maybe by contact, I'm not entirely sure. But we have Cohen, Blake, Thompson, and it looks like Crystal Catcher was looking to try and move up, passing Cohen, Blake. We see Jess pass Lasher up into 6th, and I believe that is Delta's passed Jess and Lasher, so Delta making another charge for the field, Lasher passing Jess. 6th to 9th only covered by less than 7/10 of a second. We'll keep an eye on this battle for the time being. This has been so many overtakes already as Jess goes very, very wide.
Let's Rogue Samurai through, and she's back down into 8th.
And Boothie passes Jess. Boothie's on a bit of a charge here. Maybe the Super Sauce are now coming into their own after lap 6. We'll keep an eye on him because he is in the DRS and slipstream of Rogue Samurai, who is actually catching Lasher up very quickly. Boothie looks like he's very, very much in he's in the mood to race.
JG overtakes Priory again. Believe that's just a simple overtake.
So it looks like the field is starting to calm itself down. There is a couple of battles, 6th, 7th and 8th, which are covered by less than a second, and 2nd and 3rd. We have basically missed the majority of these overtakes because there's just been a lot of action. Just like so, as Jess possibly has went wide again, as Worthington spins. And the Red Bull of Jess pits as well. So Jess has possibly picked up damage as Kyrie picks up another 3-second time penalty. So the Ultras might be playing up. I want to see if Jess has front wing damage. She does. That's going to unfortunately falter her race a little bit. So there might have been contact between Rogue and Jess. We're not entirely sure. We'll go back up. We still have a good battle between Lasher, Boothie and Rogue Samurai. We'll keep an eye on Boothie, who looks like he's going on the inside, diving in, manages to stick on the apex. Good clean racing. Side by side with Lasher. Lasher does have the inside, but it looks like Boothie has the grip, and up into 5th place. He is on an absolute charge. He is now 1.8 seconds behind Delta. And we shall actually be keeping an eye on these front runners to see if any are interested in pitting. Kyrie goes wide once again, so does Delta. So far, no pit entry takers, so it might have been just a one-off with Ken Worthington and Jess. We'll note that Ken Worthington is back on the Ultra Softs, Jess is on the Super Softs.
Yeah, well, it does go to show how fast these tyres do wear out, and when they do wear out, the back end is impossible to control on this track. I've experienced the testing before, and if your tyres just melt at the rear, you have no chance and you have to just hit immediately. It's not worth staying out.
Indeed, and as we see Mario pass AK-47 Pom, who looks like he's went wide, and he allows Thompson to come back. Oh, and there's contact between the Mercedes. AK-47 didn't look like he was wanting to get back, as we will go on boards. AK-47 is trying to keep him outside, so that's Thompson up into 10th place as JG picks up a 3-second time penalty of himself. Let's have a look. Is that a Rogue Samurai into the pits after lap 8? So that elevates Adam up into 8th. So the Toro Rosso is looking very good right now, and does have a gap over Mario, as Sharo Side picks up a 3-second time penalty as well.
Yeah, some of the super soft drivers are going to the pits. I presume that's just from damage. Yeah, damage by those things. Possibly.
Can you try and turn up your mic on your end, because you're very quiet to me.
Yeah. I'll see what I can
So
do.
I've got you 140%, but you just sound like you're whispering.
Alright, is this better?
Yeah, a little bit. Aye.
Okay, that's 70%. Do you want me to turn it up to 100, see what that is like?
Make it 80. 80
Okay.
probably. As it looks like
There we
Biffy's
go.
possibly made a mistake. Lasher is right on his tail. We'll keep an eye on this battle because as Delta picks up a 3-second time penalty, Lasher has DRS coming into this first sector. So let's see if the DRS is powerful in this track.
Well, I believe Booth is already overtaken last year, and I think he's going to keep behind him. 'Cause, yeah, these tyres are now 10 laps old.
The ultra soft runners look like they must be pitting in the next 1 or 2 laps.
Yeah, they should be keeping them out. It's risky.
Yeah, and Jess picks up the fastest lap of the race so far in the Super Softs, so that probably proves that the Super Softs are very much coming into play now and should be possibly the tyre of choice for the drivers up in front. Again, this is what makes it very interesting because Boothie, who is only 10 seconds away from Legend MDI, he could possibly stretch his stint out for a one-stop. If Legend, as GG pits from second place, and Adam pits as well on the Super Softs.
Very weird that, because I've noticed quite a few Super Soft.
That's Crystal Catcher and Super Softs as well pitting. As GG goes onto the soft, so he's going to try and attempt to make it to the end of the race from a one-stop.
I'm thinking that these Super Soft drivers that are entering the pits, I think they've warmed up their tyres far too much and they're losing control.
Possibly. Either that or they have decided to try and do a conservative two-stop.
Maybe so. But doing it on the soft, I think it's a little bit sketch. It's not really worth it.
So we see Legend MDI come into the pits. As Shara Saeed retires, we didn't see that.
We didn't see if we can catch it on maybe AK, Tom's, C.
Oh, he's just went wide. His car's just tried to rejoin the track there. It's possibly went wide in a barrier, but at the same time his car's still driving. So I don't know if that's just maybe been another rage quit. I'm not entirely sure. It's Ken Worthington exits. I have him, I believe, as a friend request, so I'll invite him into the game. I cannot invite him into the game. Not good.
Yeah, I don't think we can invite people.
I was able to do it for a row in the qualifiers. Join back, that's why. That was a very strange one. We see Dormio pass Thompson for fourth. Just to clarify with the pit stops, we have Legend, MDMI, JG and Kyrie on the Sauce as well as Delta. So they will be racing more or less, or at least trying to, up until the end. You have Lasher in the pits and the Ultras possibly heading into soft tyres. So we have Boothie, who started, I believe, 10th place, now up to first on his super soft tyres. So super softs are working fairly well.
Yeah, they do appear to be. They're a lot faster than the softs, and they can last quite a bit longer than the ultras. So they are a good AO2 start and the end on. Obviously, the leader Boothie, he has a multiple choices to make. He can try and make it last, these tyres last as long as he possibly can. Up to about 26, and then hop onto the ultra soft tyres. Or what he could do is go conservative and go onto the soft tyres and push on them.
Yeah, so we'll hopefully maybe find out in the upcoming laps. We have the two Renaults right next to each other. Dormio is catching Mario very quickly, so they might be a position change in the next DRS zone. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll stay with this battle as GG passes Thompson up into 5th, as Mario does pick a 3-second time penalty for himself. Dormio does have the DRS, Mario staying well out the way, and Dormio picks himself up into 2nd place. Behind Mario is legend MDI, who looks like he's had a really good exit coming out this corner, and is basically right on the tail of Mario. Legend hits the inside and passes into 3rd place.
Yeah, Mario wasn't going very defensive there, and he definitely could have been more defensive because he has no obligation to let him past.
Who else? We do have the 2 Force Indias by looks of it have both went ultra softs on their 2nd stop, so they're definitely going to be doing. As Boothie picks up a 5-second stop go penalty for speeding.
Yeah, he's pitting now as well.
And he enters into the soft, so that's a 1 stop for him. So that means Dormio picks up the lead, but that probably is not going to last very long, as Legend has DRS and passes him even before turn 2.
Boothie a little bit sketchy on the exit of the pits, hitting the grass and almost hitting his front wing, but I think he did manage to save it. Bristol catch with a 3-second time penalty.
And to confirm, we've had Mario pit and he is on the soft tyres. See if there's any close battles. We have Mario past Cone Blake already. The 2 Force Indias look like they're very close together for 5th, 6th and 7th. Delta will be surely catching them in the next couple of laps, and he's getting chased by Adam as Kyrie picks up another 3-second time penalty as Dormio pits. So the last of the original Supersoft runners, Thompson, is still waiting to pit as Ken Worthington passes him turn 1, and Rogue Samurai is using the slipstream and will possibly pass. This is a very bad camera angle. I want to be seeing if he... It looks like a double overtake. No, just the one. Just the one. These Force Indians don't want to crash into each other. They don't want to do a present Ocon. So that's Thompson dropped 2 places and 2 corners there, as Delta is now firmly in the frame of this battle. So it's very close between 4th and 8th. We have Ericsson picking up a 3-second time penalty. So a lot of people picking up time penalties for off tracks. It is a very bad this track for picking up warnings. You see Mario overtake AK Foots and Pom. We'll keep an eye on this battle because this is fairly exciting. Delta will have DRS over Thompson. Does Thompson have DRS? As Delta does go wide, Thompson does not look like he'll pick up DRS here. It does look like he was outside the 1 second line, so that makes it a little bit easier for Delta. He's going to play conservative into turn 1, and it looks like a good exit from Delta, which it looks like he has compared to Thompson, is going to allow him to pass Thompson before the turn 2. So that moves him up into 6th position, and he is now chasing the 2 Force Indias for 4th and 5th.
These Supersoft tyres, they are not lasting that long at all, if you've noticed. I thought they'd be lasting similar times to the Supersofts, or maybe they're just pushing far too much.
Well, they have lasted, well, for Thompson anyway, they have lasted 17 laps, which is probably possibly more than enough, as we see Adam forcefully past Thompson after getting a better exit, and we are on board with Lasher, who looks like will be Thompson's, looks like Thompson is going to be the next on the list. As Adam spins, does he save it? Does he save this?
I didn't think it was a spin. Oh no, it was a spin. I thought he was going into the pits, but Lasher overtakes Thompson.
Lasher overtakes Thompson into turn 1 as Rogue Samurai picks up a 3-second time penalty. That spin from Adam has elevated Jess up into 9th position. We have both Force Indias and Delta still fighting as Corn Blake picks up a time penalty, and Thompson possibly maybe dive bombing into Lasher, allowing maybe Lasher to come back. This battle for 4th, 5th and 6th was very, very good. The Force Indias is that Ken possibly, I believe Ken is having connection issues, which is possibly making this more disturbing for racing. Because the last thing you want to be doing, he had the red X next to his name just for a split second there. Last thing a person wants to see when they're racing, as Ken enters the pits. So that leads me to believe that Rogue Samurai will be pitting next lap, so that elevates Delta up into 5th place for the time being, as Ken Worthington actually picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding. Thompson is still out on track. By looking at it again, he'll be doing the one stop going on to the Ultras at the end. Delta passes the Rogue Samurai into 4th. Rogue Samurai doesn't look like he's going to make much of a battle coming back, so Delta back up to 4th. Any other close battles, we have Crystal Catcher catching 10th position Dorneo, both on the softs. Anyone else? Boothie picking up another penalty for himself.
Now at the back of the grid, if you've noticed.
I believe he must have had a spin, because last time I checked when he pitted 3 laps ago, he was in 11th, so he's had some sort of incident, I believe. Speaking of incidents, Adam has had another off-course incident, so his tyres don't look like they're doing very well at this moment.
Maybe onto the supers.
Yeah, it looks like he's pitting, so most likely on the supers. We have Jess now catching up Thompson, so these super softs are really losing time. But Thompson is making it work.
He's making it work. I'm presuming he's going to go up to 26, 25 on pick from there.
Possibly. It's quite similar to the real life Azerbaijan race, the Charles Leclerc situation. It's like you would be so desperate to get onto these fast ultra soft tyres, but at the same time you don't want to be going on them too early, or they might expire at the end of the race.
Yeah, and maybe he was hoping for a safety car, because you've not actually seen one yet, have we?
No, this has been surprisingly clean by people. If anything, it's been individual mistakes rather than contact, which has caused issues, as we do see Rogue Samurai pit from 5th position, and he speeds in the pit lane as well, picking up a 5-second time penalty, so that's catching a lot of people out, as Thompson does pit and Jess picks up a 5-second time penalty for herself. Everyone's getting caught out.
What does AOR Thompson go? AOR Thompson goes into the ultra softs.
So that's very early. That's going to be interesting. It'll be fast for us.
Will he be able to make it?
Personally, I personally don't think so. We will keep an eye on that, as Mario, as Rogue Samurai comes out right in front of Mario, I believe, and keeps ahead of Mario for 9th position, so that's a bit of relief. We have AK-47 Pom passing Jess and Ericsson passing Boothie. Let's have a look. Any close battle? Who's the nearest battle is Dormio, Crystal Catcher and Ken. Ken will be quickly catching up the 2 drivers, as they're both in softs and Ken is in fresh supers.
Living up, not living up to his name, Crystal Catcher, as he is being caught instead.
That was terrible.
that was absolutely dreadful.
Boo! Boo!
Dear God, somebody need to punish me for that one.
It's the lack of sleep. We'll make that as an excuse.
I don't think I'll be working for Sky Sports much longer.
I don't really have much else to say, as Ken Worthington has a great exit coming out of turn 2 and passes Crypto Catcher almost easily. So that is Ken promoted up into 7th, and he's only 1.2 seconds away from Dormio, and only 10 seconds away from Lasher.
I guess you could say he's caught the catcher.
One was enough, two's just...
Oh.
two you're just asking for it.
Stop now. Yep, time to stop.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah. Fun's over.
So unfortunately, it looks like Adam has dropped well down the field now in 17th place. The Toro Rossos, after looking fairly promising at the start of the race, have fell down on their sword. What we'll actually do is as AOR Thompson picks up a time penalty, we'll actually do a race summary, a lap 24. We've not actually done one as of yet. So first we have Legend MDI. I keep on adding the N for some reason. I do not know what that. I don't even know what that is. So Legend MDI from GG, Kyrie, Delta, Lasher, Dormio, Ken Worthington, Crystal Catcher, Rogue Samurai, Mario, Colin Blake, AOR Thompson, Jess, Boothie, who is having a lovely little scrap with AK-47 Palm here. We'll actually keep an eye on that because Ericsson looks like he's going to be part of this battle as well.
Going to be close. Who can make it down the corner the best?
It looks like it's a drag race between Boothie and Ericsson. And Boothie keeps the corner, so yeah. 14th Boothie, 15th Ericsson, 16th AK-47 Pom, 17th Adam, 18th Taraku. Unfortunately we have had Shara Saeed DNF, and Fears has not been able to start the race.
What a shame from him. I'd hope he would be making a promising effort today.
As Ken Worthington does a wee dive bomb into Dormio, that's possibly damaged the wing. Do not know.
Check. No, it looks fine.
Oh, it's fine. It looked like Dormio was squeezed. That's allowed Crystal Catcher to catch right back up to Dormio. And it looks like Ken is now pulling away from Dormio as well. So Ken up into 6th. He is 10 seconds behind Lasher, but on faster tyres and fresher tyres. Any other close battles in the field? Sorry, on you go.
Jess is she catching up to AOR Thompson? I do not know.
As Crystal Catcher passes Dormio up into 7th. They're both, by the looks of it, going fast. Colin Blake is the cork in this 3-man bottle. Thompson on the fresh Ultra Sauce looks like he's going to overtake Cohen into turn 2. And
is off the throttle, but it goes past. Oh no, doesn't get past Roman yet.
Suppose just taking her time, making sure that no incidents occur. She doesn't want to get another broken front wing. As she says that, she nearly crashes right into the back of Cohen.
Nobody really wants to break anything this close to the end of the race.
Exactly. So the second Toro Rosso of Rogue Samurai is now catching the group of Dormio and Rogue Samurai, as we have a battle between AK-47 Poms and Adam. Adam going round the outside. That was a really good move. Making it stick. Cracking move though. We see Jess passing Colin Blake for 12th. We have Rogue Samurai catching Dormio, who's still behind Crystal Catcher, as another attempt at a dive bomb. Force Indians are very much enjoying doing that in turn 2.
Well, they are on softer tyres, so they will have the ability with the extra grip.
Yeah, that's very much true. So we will keep on board with this battle for the time being, as this is the closest battle we have so far. It's been a very good race so far. A lot of fighting.
It is promising. I was hoping there'd be a little bit of rain, but it isn't going to happen, unfortunately, unless my sources are incorrect.
I think we hyped ourselves a little bit too much because of last week.
Yeah. And then there was also a safety car which I was hoping to come out, but well, that didn't come out either. But then there is a bit of an issue on this game with the safety car. It rarely ever comes out. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I can't say I have. We're going to go on board with Rogue Samurai. If he tries to do the double overtake, he does. Does he make it stick? He sticks it on Dormio, and he has a very good exit coming out turn 2. Much more traction, obviously, with the fresh tyres. And that is him up into 7th as Dormio goes round the outside. As it looks like there's possibly contact between Crystal Catcher and Rogue Samurai, with Crystal Catcher braking slightly later to try and defend. So it's kind of puts up another time penalty.
Are not doing well with time penalties. They've had multiple this race.
Well, that takes them up to 9 altogether, and I believe Delta has 3, Lasher doesn't have any. So you'll be losing at least 4th and 5th, or 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, at the moment, Delta may be able to pull away from Lasher.
Well, it's 2.3 seconds, so he only needs another extra 7 temps, and he's covered that.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. The nearest kind of battle still, apart from 7th, 8th, and 9th, was Jess, but she's picked up another 3-second time penalty. She is catching very quickly to Thompson.
Yeah, but that time penalty's just brought her back down again.
She's collecting these penalties like as stamps.
Yeah.
Or trading cards. Stamps makes me sound old. Let's just say Pokemon cards or something like that. I'm hip, I'm cool.
Pokemon cards, yeah.
Wait, you didn't collect Pokemon cards when you were younger?
I did collect Pokemon cards when I was younger. I don't know where they are. I've managed to misplace them somewhere. In fact, I think I have one in my wardrobe. It's the Diglett. I think that's it.
Anyway, we're digressing. So we're 6 laps left into this race. Legend looks like he's got a very comfortable lead over his teammate JG, who's had a very impressive run in this race. I believe that's twice in a row where he's actually done fairly decent in a race. Delta, after crashing into a barrier in China, looks like he's back into his consistent ways with a good 4th position. As Jess passes Thompson, we missed that. A dive into turn 2 as Dormio passes Crystal Catch as well, and Crystal Catch goes wide. As it looks like Thompson looks for another dive into turn 3. He makes it stick, he gets 11th place. But 8 laps into this, he's got 5 laps to go. The tyre situation, the car still looks like it's got grip.
Well, yeah, he's on the Ultrasoft. I'm thinking the wrong thing completely. If he may be able to make it to the end. He's gonna have to nurse these tyres, though. I mean, can he do another 5 laps on these? That will bring him to 14 laps on these tyres, and I've not seen this done.
Now we've seen how.
Besides the fact that I put that in my notes, but
we've seen earlier on people struggling after 8 laps, as we see Jess have a look into turn 2 and makes contact with Thompson, breaking her front wing. Yeah. Front wing end plate is more or less goosed, and that brings Cohen into play. We are missing the battle between Dormio and Crystal Catcher. As Crystal Catcher spins
off the track, is he going to make a sensible rejoin? I don't think he is.
No, it looks like it is, as he comes out behind Thompson for 11th place. right in front of Jess, who we don't know is pitting or not, but we have Cohen catching up Jess up very quickly.
No, I don't think she'd pit this point in the race. It won't benefit too much.
So we have a battle for the last points position of less than about a second and a half. This is going to be probably the main I can't speak. This is what we're going to be watching last for laps possibly, as we see Crystal Catcher
Going for the grass a bit.
Oh, and looks like there's been contact again, as he has a very poor exit, and that allows Jess to pass up into 11th place. That's not the camera angle I wanted from the broadcast, but we can see Crystal Catcher. It's very annoying, but Jess has a clean exit and gets herself back up into 11th. So well, in saying that as well, Crystal Catcher is still trying to do it, going on the outside. That is the worst possible camera angle you can give us, not actually seeing anything at all. Great job from Codemasters, as it looks like Crystal Catcher is really struggling now with these tyres. It's 20 laps into the race with these tyres. It looks like he's going to be passed by possibly Boothie and Cohen Blake. Boothie still might be in a chance for some points here after the mistake in the pits, and possibly his spin as Jess goes wide again.
We've got 3 laps left.
Sorry, Boothie passes Crystal Catcher. There was a little bit of contact by the look of it. Has there been any contact lap 2? There is, and it looks like Crystal Catcher has passed the both of them. So great overtaking move by Crystal Catcher there. A little bit of carnage from everyone. Let's see if there's been any diving in the inside. Cohen does dive in, but it does look like it's a clean attempt, and unfortunately does not pass it. This is allowing Adam to catch up on 12 lap old tyres, so he will have the pace advantage coming into this. He is only 5 seconds away from AOR Thompson, who is on very very old ultra sauce, so there is a potential, if the carnage continues, as Cohen Blake picks up 3-second time penalty, for Adam to possibly move up into the points after a couple of spins. That's him past Cohen Blake into turn 1. Boothie and Crystal Catcher still trading paint, making sure that they know one another before this end of the race. We have Cohen Blake passing Adam again as Crystal Catcher dives in the inside, and that has made Boothie spin, and he has lost 2 positions there. As Jess passes Thompson with the DRS.
That was far too aggressive from Crystal Catcher. There was no need for that. I know it is the end of the race, but there's always other opportunities to overtake.
As Adam passes Cohen back up into 13th. Not like it's any defence for Crystal Catcher. He has not been the only one to be doing this in turn 2. A lot of people have been doing this in the stream.
Yeah, I have noticed that actually.
So 2 laps to go. Sorry, it's on you go.
I'm gonna check how many penalties Adam has, because I don't believe he has that many.
I believe he has a 3 seconds time penalty and a 5 seconds for speeding.
Oh right.
As he passes Crystal Catcher into turn 1, so he is only 2 seconds away, as there's three wide going into turn 2, as Cohen basically goes in the middle. Contact. Looks like Adam's lost part of his wing. As more contact. Oh my god. What?
Oh no. Yeah, they are getting so aggressive in that second corner. Oh my god. No.
Right, so yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's unfortunately, I'm going to have to say, that's Boothie picked the 10-second time penalty from that. That's going to be a blacklist, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
there was no need for that. I don't understand. Understand tempers are high, but there is no need for that whatsoever.
That's what I was saying last week. It was a similar circumstance, and it did look like same because they did get into a scrap. I believe it was Ericsson and Adam. They got into a scrap, and then Adam took out Ericsson.
It was AK-47 Palm. The difference was AK-47 Palm. Oh wait! Oh my God! Wait. Legend MDMI Pits. And the last lap. And the last lap.
Oh, he pits because he's got enough space.
That's fucking cocky.
That is cheeky. What a legend, though. I mean, living up to his name.
So Kyrie jumps down from 3rd to 5th from penalties. We see Legend, obviously, just to confirm, has won this race from JG from Delta. We have Lasher 4th, Kyrie 5th, Ken Worthington 6th, Rogue Samurai 7th. Dormio passing Rogue Samurai for 7th penalty wise. We have Mario 9th. It looks like Thompson will pick up his first points of the season, penalty depending, as he looks very happy with his result. So that's 10th place for him.
Mario overtakes.
Okay, we're having connections issues.
Yeah.
Looks like it's fixed itself. So
that was very, very saucy, that last lap.
That, like, to be fair, altogether, this has been a brilliant race to watch. It's just a shame that we didn't have like 20 different camera angles for all the corners because there's so much overtaking. They
need to add that next game. Like you don't actually spectate players, but you look at corners. I think that'd be so much better.
So yeah, that's going to be the big talking point. But we'll jump into that in just a second. We'll just do the clarified results again. So Legend, GG, Delta, Lasher, Kyrie, Ken Worthington, Dormio, Rogue Samurai, Mario and Thompson making the top 10. 11th Crystal Catcher, 12th Jess, 13th Ericsson, 14th Cohen, 15th AK-47 Palm, 16th Boothie, 17th Taraku, 18th and potentially last race Adam, and 19th Sharo Said, who crashed out earlier on, and Faraj didn't make the start.
No, that is definitely going to the stewards.
You're suddenly very loud again. I don't know. That makes no sense.
I put it on 80% anyway. It may be just my tone changing.
I think it's just the game playing up.
Oh, maybe. Have you got the that thing on which changes your game volume depending on?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's just randomly doing that. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch, and we did actually just catch all of that on our stream. So I don't know.
No, that's the blacklist. I can see that coming. There's
no even
can't
any
defend
explanation.
that.
Aye, because like I understand that you would get angry about the dive bombing. Everyone else is Jess, it's Adam. Adam purposely tried to take out 2 or 3 cars on lap 35 because he got damage on his front wing from a dive bomb. Believe, was it Boothie, Ericsson and Cohen Blake? Was there one more?
Gonna have to check that on the replays. I might be able to get a clip of it actually. Later on, I think. I don't know.
We'll obviously have news about that as of the next race, which I do not actually know what it is.
It's going to be somewhere in Europe, I think.
Possibly middle of the season. Maybe I was going to say. Actually, I'll check right now. Why don't I just check right now? Man, that was actually a really great race to watch. I'll say that. Like I said, I'm just more annoyed at the fact I didn't manage to catch all the overtakes, because
Yeah, that would have been. They need to add more like camera angles, like they do in iRacing, where you can select most exciting parts. Or
just even the replay. The replay for next season is going to be absolutely brilliant.
oh yeah,
Uh,
I'm definitely going to be observing the stewards panel though, because I believe there's going to be a few things in there later on.
Next race is Britain.
Oh. So
So-
yeah, that's it's gonna be a good race. It'd be nice to see people who were trying to go on the hards, because we saw exactly what happened. I think it was last year, weren't it? Now
Mm.
we won't spoil anything for anybody, but good luck.
Yeah, and on that note, we'll end this stream. Thank you very much for watching. We will be, hopefully, I will apologise actually before we go. Again, myself and Brazen, we were in a 24-hour race. The energy levels are basically dead
Pretty
right now,
much, yeah.
so the quality's probably a little bit worse than usual. I promise it will be very much better next week. But for everyone who's been watching, thank you very much. If you want to see the rest of the season, the championship, make sure to follow. We will be doing this for the next possible, I believe, will be 6 weeks now. And from there, enjoy your nights, and we shall see you some point next week. Goodbye.